Get the tech bros in hoodies. The real American fortunes weren't coded in Silicon Valley. They were forged around a kitchen table that smelled of garlic and ambition. We're talking about the Italian families who arrived at Ellis Island with a cardboard suitcase, their nonna's recipes, and a silent promise to never be poor again. This wasn't trust fund money. This was wealth built on the principle of La Famiglia, the belief that you don't just make money, you keep it in the bloodline. Today, their descendants don't just own businesses, they bankroll skylines, decide which sunglasses you wear and what chocolate you crave. Today, we're opening the family ledger on these Italian dynasties. Some operate with a quiet power, a business omertà that makes them invisible. Others are hiding in plain sight, their brands so woven into your life you'd never guess the Italian DNA behind them. Are you ready to meet the moguls who turned simple pasta sauce into generational power and humble beginnings into empires that dwarf Silicon Valley fairy tales? This isn't just a story about money, it's a story about blood, legacy, and the art of keeping it all in the family. In the next few minutes, we're pulling back the curtain on incredible American success stories with a distinct Italian flavor. You'll discover how a resourceful widow, who once sold homemade wine from a barn in 1933, left her great-grandkids a trust now worth an eye-watering $14 billion. Imagine that kind of foresight blossoming into a dynastic fortune. We'll also unravel the tale of a bricklayer's son who ended up owning half the sunglasses sold on this continent. That's right. The very shades perched on your nose might trace their lineage back to his relentless drive, and prepare for a shock when we reveal which Italian-American clan quietly controls more prime Manhattan real estate than both Donald Trump and the Rockefellers combined. Keep watching, because one of these families isn't just a financial powerhouse, they just quietly acquired your favorite cookie brand, and you probably didn't even notice. These are blueprints for generational wealth, lessons in business strategy, and a testament to the enduring power of family. Let's start with a name synonymous with American wine, Gallo. Ernest and Julio Gallo's parents arrived in 1906 with 2 trunks and no English. Their father, Joseph, toiled on the railroads, while their mother, Assunta, raised 9 children in a modest shack in Modesto, California. Life was brutally hard, but the seeds of ambition were planted. When Prohibition ended in 1933, an opportunity emerged. Ernest and Julio, with an audacious leap of faith, borrowed $5,900 against their father's life insurance policy. With that capital, they bought a used grape press and began squeezing a future out of the land. Their ambition was boundless. By 1960, every 5th bottle of wine sold in America carried the Gallo label. They didn't just sell wine, they democratized it, making it accessible for the average American family. Today, the Gallo empire is staggering. They own 20 wineries across 5 continents. Their California real estate alone spans over 18,000 acres, making them one of the largest landowners in the state. Their brand portfolio includes household names like Barefoot, Apothec, and Andre. The family's net worth stands at an estimated $14.2 billion. Here's a key to their sustained success. The Gallos still steadfastly refuse to go public. It's a philosophical stance. Every profit and every asset stays firmly within the bloodline. There are no external shareholders to appease, just a singular long-term vision passed down through the family. This commitment to privacy and control has allowed them to prioritize generational wealth over short-term gains, building an unshakable empire. From California vineyards, we journey to the sweet hazelnut-infused world of the Ferreros. The story begins in post-war Italy, a time of rationing where cocoa was scarce. In 1964, confectioner Michel Ferrero faced this challenge with ingenious creativity, inventing Nutella, a creamy chocolate hazelnut spread designed to stretch the limited cocoa supply. It was a stroke of genius that would revolutionize breakfast tables worldwide. Michel's sons, Giovanni and Pietro, inherited their father's appetite for expansion and looked to the American market. Their strategy wasn't just selling beloved brands like Kinder and Tic Tac, it was about strategic acquisitions. In 2015, they made a massive move, buying Nestlé's US candy division for $2.8 billion. This added iconic American treats like Butterfinger and Baby Ruth to their portfolio. Suddenly, The Ferrero name was behind some of America's most cherished sweets. Today, the Ferrero America's headquarters is nestled in Parsippany, New Jersey. From this unassuming location, the family quietly controls a colossal 11% of all chocolates sold in US grocery stores. Every 10th chocolate bar you see likely contributes to the Ferrero family's immense fortune. Globally, the Ferrero family's net worth is an astounding $36 billion. An estimated $18 billion of that fortune is directly tied to their robust North American cash flow. And in a nod to their origins, the family still personally taste tests every new batch of their hazelnut spread, a small detail that speaks volumes about their hands-on approach. Now, let's turn to Leonardo Del Vecchio, whose story is perhaps the most inspiring of all. His journey began as an orphan in wartime Milan, sent to an orphanage at age 7. His first break was an apprenticeship to a tool and die maker, where he learned the meticulous precision of carving tiny metal parts. This skill would become the foundation of his empire. In 1961, Del Vecchio opened his own small workshop focused on one niche product, spectacle hinges. He saw beyond the individual components to the vast potential of the eyewear market. His company Luxottica didn't just grow, it absorbed the competition. Today, Luxottica is a global powerhouse that owns iconic brands like Ray-Ban and Oakley, retail giants like Sunglass Hut and Lens Crafters, and holds the eyewear licenses for luxury houses such as Armani, Prada, and Versace. Their US headquarters is in Mason, Ohio, and here's a mind-boggling statistic. Every 28 seconds, an American buys a pair of their shades. It's an incredible testament to their market penetration. Leonardo Del Vecchio passed away in 2022, leaving a monumental legacy and a family net worth of $27 billion. His fortune is now split among his 6 children, who collectively sit on the board of Luxottica, the merged entity that now dominates the optical world. Del Vecchio's journey from orphan to eyewear king is a testament to the power of vision and precision. He didn't just sell glasses, he helped us see the world. Our journey now highlights the second facet of Italian wealth in America, established families strategically expanding into the US market. Enter the Bertarelli clan, whose impact on the biotech world is undeniable. The family's story began when Ernesto Bertarelli's grandfather transformed a Swiss chemical lab into Serono, which became Europe's largest biotech firm. It was decades of pioneering research in fertility treatments and growth hormones that built a formidable fortune. In a pivotal move in 2007, the family sold Serono's drug division to Merck for a staggering $13.3 billion. This wasn't an exit, but a strategic reinvestment. With that capital, they established their family office in Boston, the undisputed hub of US venture capital and biotech innovation. Today, the Bertarelli Foundation funds groundbreaking neuroscience research at Harvard and MIT. The family's net worth currently stands at an impressive $19.8 billion. A substantial portion, roughly $8 billion, is strategically invested in US life science real estate and a portfolio of biotech startups. Their story is a powerful example of how a European-born dynasty can shape the future of American industry. From biotech to haute couture, we now delve into the world of Giorgio Armani, a name synonymous with understated elegance and a fiercely independent vision. Armani never married, and crucially, never took his company public. To this day, he still owns 100% of Giorgio Armani S.p.A. This decision to remain private is a cornerstone of his success. It allows him to pursue a long-term vision, unburdened by quarterly earnings reports or shareholder demands. The US has always been Armani's biggest market. The Emporio Armani store on Fifth Avenue in New York pulls in a reported $100 million a year from t-shirts alone. This isn't just selling clothes, it's selling a lifestyle. Beyond fashion, Armani made shrewd real estate investments. Through a discreet Delaware holding company, the family controls prime properties in Soho, the Miami Design District, and Beverly Hills, seamlessly integrating his brand's physical presence with its financial holdings. Giorgio Armani's net worth is $9.6 billion. The question of succession looms large, but Armani has a plan. A carefully constructed trust is controlled by his two nieces and one nephew, all born in America and fluent in both Italian and English, rigorously trained to keep the brand stitched tight. When you hear Benetton, you probably picture colourful sweaters, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. The four Benetton siblings used the cash from their clothing brand to build Edizione Holding, a sprawling investment company that is a powerhouse in global infrastructure. Their diversification was brilliant. Edizione Holding owns 30% of Italy's toll road system and a dominant 60% stake in Rome's airports, controlling vital gateways for commerce. Their influence extends into the US market, often beneath the radar. They acquired a stake in the Meadowlands Sports Complex and forged a joint venture with Blackstone on logistics warehouses outside Chicago, positioning them at the heart of America's supply chain. The Benetton family's collective net worth is an impressive $12.4 billion. True to their roots, they still famously argue over Sunday lunch about business decisions, like whether to sell their stake in Auto Grill, the rest stop chain that feeds you on the New Jersey Turnpike. For the Benettons, business is family, and family is business. So, what's the secret sauce that allowed these families to build such enduring wealth? It's a blend of three old-school strategies that put many modern business models to shame. First, and most crucially, keep it private. No public shareholders, no quarterly circus. This isn't just about avoiding scrutiny, it's about freedom. Freedom to make long-term investments, weather economic downturns, and prioritize family legacy over short-term profits. When a family controls 100% of their enterprise, they can plot a course that spans generations, not just fiscal quarters. It's a philosophy that champions endurance over immediate gratification. Second, reinvest every dollar back into land or brands that scream Italy. This is a brilliant business strategy. Land is a tangible asset that provides stability, and brands that evoke Italy tap into a powerful cultural cachet, quality, craftsmanship, and tradition. Whether it's the authentic taste of Nutella or the impeccable design of Armani, these brands resonate with consumers because they feel timeless. Third, marry late and have lots of kids so the empire stays inside the bloodline. This might sound old-fashioned, but from a dynastic wealth perspective, it's genius. It ensures a strong, cohesive family unit that is deeply invested in the success of the enterprise. For these families, the company and the family are often indistinguishable, bound by blood, shared purpose, and collective ambition. This timeless blueprint is precisely what turned humble pasta water into private jet fuel. If these stories are blowing your mind, then smash that subscribe button and ring the bell, because next week we're taking an equally fascinating deep dive into the Irish families who quietly own every bourbon barrel in Kentucky. Trust me, you won't want to miss that one. Hit that subscribe button now. While we've celebrated the giants, a new generation of entrepreneurs is applying the same grit to modern industries. Take John Zaccaro Jr. His grandfather was a Sicilian pastry chef. But John Jr. isn't baking pastries, he's building a fintech empire. He just raised $400 million for a lending app targeting immigrant small business owners. He's taking his family's legacy and applying it to a critical need, empowering a new generation of dreamers. Then there's the Tornabean family from Calabria. They own 42 Golden Corral franchises across the South, showing a mastery of scale. But they're not stopping there. They're now rolling into ghost kitchens with a chicken palm delivery brand called Nonna's Plug. They're taking a beloved comfort food and leveraging modern logistics to reach a whole new audience. Are they billionaires yet? Maybe not on paper, but they are building their empires brick by brick, proving that the spirit of Italian-American entrepreneurship is alive, well, and constantly innovating. Finally, let's talk about the tax trick that keeps them rich. Mastering the art of Italian financial longevity. It's one thing to make billions, but another to keep them. Here's where these clans demonstrate a mastery of financial engineering, leveraging powerful legal tax strategies. The most prominent tool is the Delaware Dynasty Trust. Think of it as a financial superpower. These trusts allow assets to grow tax-free for up to 365 years without being chipped away by estate or capital gains taxes upon transfer. It's a cornerstone of their generational wealth strategy. For example, when the Ferreros moved their U.S. holding company to Wilmington, Delaware, it was a calculated financial maneuver. By doing so, they saved an estimated $180 million in state capital gains taxes over a single decade. The Gallos, too, are masters of this game. They route vineyard profits through a Nevada-based REIT, or Real Estate Investment Trust. By structuring their real estate holdings this way, they slash their federal tax liability by an estimated 15%, translating into enormous savings. The kicker? These sophisticated strategies are perfectly legal. In the world of ultra-wealth, philanthropy often serves a dual purpose: altruism and shrewd brand building. Consider the Armani Foundation paying for a new neonatal ward at Stanford, or the Del Vecchio children donating an incredible $210 million to MIT for eye disease research. These are monumental acts of giving. But here's the clever twist. Each of these gifts comes with prominent naming rights. It's the Armani Neonatal Ward and Del Vecchio research. This isn't cynicism, it's strategic thinking. Naming rights ensure the family's name remains in front of the public. It's a powerful form of perpetual advertising that builds goodwill and reinforces their prestige. It's a sophisticated blend of doing good and doing well. Why should you care? Because their empires are deeply intertwined with your everyday life. Every time you spread Nutella on toast, slip on Ray-Bans, or uncork a bottle of barefoot wine, you are participating in their economy. Their supply chains touch your town. Their lobbyists shape the tax codes you complain about on Twitter. These families aren't just names in an article. They are an invisible hand, shaping the products you buy and the economic landscape you live in. Understanding their success flips the script on the American dream. It's not always the Silicon Valley startup that goes public with a splash. Often, the real American dream is a quietly held, meticulously managed, multi-generational enterprise built on patience, privacy, and an unwavering commitment to family legacy. So, which of these families will break the $1 trillion mark first? My money would be on the Ferreros. Why? Chocolate is practically recession-proof. Their global reach and strategic acquisitions position them for continued exponential growth. But don't count out the Gallos. They own water rights in 4 drought-prone counties in California. In an era of increasing climate uncertainty, control over water could become an unimaginable source of future wealth. What do you think? Drop your prediction in the comments below. And if you learned something that made you rethink who holds the real power in America, please share this video. Because while headlines are dominated by names like Bezos and Musk, the real enduring power might just be named Ernesto, Leonardo, or simply Nonna Maria, counting cash in the kitchen, just like her ancestors did generations ago.